You have been using your keyboard for quite some time now, maybe months or even years. Your keyboard still works but no longer has the appeal or the bling that it once had. Well, today I'm going to teach you on how to refresh your keyboard and make it look anew. So welcome back to the channel, I am Ben, and today I'm going to teach you this simple mod. So alright, let's change it to the first person view. You can notice that 90% of the time when we look down at our keyboard, it's the keycap that we're looking at. It covers majority of our keyboard surface and is normally what we are looking at when we are typing. So changing the keycap might be the most simplest and obvious mod to give your keyboard just a brand new fresh look. Before we start buying keycaps and start swapping them, here are a few things that you need to know. I have timestamped them so you can jump back when you are revisiting this topic when you are purchasing your keycap set. So before purchasing your first set of keycaps, the first thing you need to know is whether your keyboard is compatible to have this keycap switch change. So you are using like this, which is a mechanical keyboard, most likely you are able to purchase some type of keycaps that's compatible with these switches. But if you are using something like this one, this is a membrane keyboard from Logitech, then you are out of luck because this keyboard doesn't really allow you to change your keycaps. It's actually embedded into the keyboard. But if you have a membrane keyboard that allows you to change your keycaps, do let me know. I'll be really interested in it. Comment it down in the comments and I will check it out in my next video. So normally this type of keycaps puller will come with your mechanical keyboard. Sometimes it might be in the box or sometimes it might be somewhere in the accessory pack. But if your keyboard have come with one of these, congratulations, your keyboard is 100% keycap swappable. Or you could even might be quite some time you have had your keyboards, you might have lost these parts. But don't worry, they are really cheap. I have linked some of them cheaply down in the Amazon. Do note that when you purchase the keycaps, most likely they also provide you with one of these. So if you would like to have or would like to purchase one, I do recommend this type of keycap pullers, which is a switch puller one end, which this is a switch puller, and also a keycap puller at the end. I've also linked this down in the description below. So why we use keycap pullers? Actually, you are not supposed to use any metal rulers or any screwdrivers. It might damage the switch or even break your keycaps. So when you are pulling out the keycaps, do make sure that it is fit nicely like this. With just a gentle touch, just pull it out gently. Once you are able to remove your keycaps, you will be able to see your switch. From there, we could identify what type of switch you are. Normally, your switch would have a cross in the middle. It's either just a simple cross, which is the cherry or cherry cones switches, or even some type of box on the outer layer, such as the Gateron or the Cayenne box switches. These switches are mostly dominating the market, which is 80% of the switches are using some of these forms of switches, and mostly of the keycaps are compatible with these switches. So if you have something like this type of keyboard, which is, you can see right here, it is a low profile keyboard. You might have something like this, which is this type of switches. Don't worry, these are low profile switches, and you could also able to purchase some type of keycaps that could fit on this. This is actually how the keycap will look like, which is has a slight two type of clips at the bottom right here. Two clips to fit into these two holes. I really do like this keyboard. The switches always look like a fidget spinner. Yeah, fidget spinner. So for all of you that is wondering, this is actually Meteon GK80 keyboard. It is a low profile switch. I have done a review on it, so do subscribe. I'll be releasing the video soon. If you have other types of keyboard switches, I do recommend you to search for it to Google, or even ask your builder on what type of switches that you use. We would normally know what type of switches that we use on your build, and we would actually give you the links or even the manufacturer's switch links for you to take a look on the switch. So now you know your switches. Can we start purchasing the keycaps? Well, not quite actually. there's actually quite a few more things that you might need to know, or you might want to know before you purchase your first set of keycaps. So let me walk through you one by one on the topics. So first thing first, the keycaps. So do you would like a flat type of keycaps such as this, a flat type of keycaps, or would you prefer like a sculptured keycap such as this? You see right here is leveled. So first thing first, the most common types of keycaps is actually this type of keycaps, which is cherry profile or OEM profile. This type of profile is most popular and most likely will be the keyboard that you are using right now. So if you have something like a Razer or a Keytron, most likely your keycaps that you're using right now, it is using a cherry profile or OEM profile. Both of profile are similarly the same except a slight tweak on the height. So if you would like to have this type of keycaps, well, you're in luck, because most of the keycaps in the market are actually either in cherry profile or OEM profile. If you would like to have a taller or much leathered keycaps, you could use the SA profile, which would, a lot of people said it give a better typing experience. I do not have a SA profile keyboard with me right now. I will do a sound comparison if you all like, or even a physical virtual comparison. Do comment down below and let me know. I will start working on it right away. So next, let me talk about the leveled keyboards. So this is XDA profile. So you can see right here, it is quite flat with flat all around. So if you like something like this, this is called an SDA profile. It is really nice, have a flat feel to it. Or if you would like to have it to have a round circle right here, it is the DSA profile, which will have the small little finger curve in it. So why do you need to know about these keycaps profiles? Actually, a lot of people would prefer a certain types of height, or even their preference onto the way how they type. Some people would prefer to have like a claw, which they would prefer a slightly level profile, or even some people would like to have a slightly open hand, which they would prefer like a leather type of profiles. So one of the benefits of knowing what type of keycap that your keyboard is currently using is, if you are purchasing like a single featured keycaps, or even like a certain set of keycaps, you might need to know your keycap profiles. If not, you might have a mismatch on it. So after choosing which type of profile you like for your keycaps, next we'll be talking about material. There's actually two types of material that you can choose from. This one is the ABS, single shot ABS, which is a softer feel onto the keyboard. So single or double shot ABS is actually one of the most common keycaps. Such big companies such as GMK are using ABS for their keycaps productions. So it is also slightly cheaper and also have a matte finishing onto the top. Up next, we have PBT keycaps, which is this one. You can see it's quite shiny. So from the looks, you can still directly straight away tell that this is a PBT keycaps, and it is also would have a crispier sound to it. Generally, those pre-made keyboards such as Razer and also Keytron's example would normally use PBT for their keyboards. So if you are using any of the pre-made keyboards, most likely you would have the PBT as your keycap. So next, for your backlit, RGB, those things you need it to increase your FPS. Nah, just kidding. So alright, so for the backlights, do not worry, both ABS, single, double shot, and also PBT would have backlit options available. You just need to scroll through the description to take a look on it. So after picking your materials and also profile, so now that leaves the question of how many keycaps you want to buy. There is actually a few types of keycap sets purchased. Firstly, which is a single one, which is normally what we call a featured keycap, such as, let me quickly take one for you example, such as this. This is a featured keycaps. Or you might even have a set, which is, from what I see right here, this is considered a set, which is a set of QWER gold-plated keycap set. Or you could even have a complete keyboard set, which could normally would be 104 or 144. So this is where you need to know what type of keyboard you are using, because the price difference between 104 and 144 could have quite a big range. So I have put up these guidelines on what type of keyboards that you're using. If you're using 60% or 10 TKL or 10 keyless, or even the full keyboard sets or 104, you could buy any sets that has 104 keys. You are able to work with any of those configurations. If you have a weird configuration such as this, which is a 64 keyboard, I'm sorry to say you are unable to purchase a 104 keycap set, because those such as this a small shift might not be available, or even such as something like the some of the keyboards have a different enter key, or even a spacebar key which have a different sizes. So unfortunately you need to purchase the 144 and above configurations that would have your keyboard's configurations. So these 64s will also apply to those that have 68, 8000 configurations, and any others configuration that is not what we normally see is on a normal standard 104 keyboards. One more thing, if you're using ergonomics keyboards, like those ergonomics keyboards that could tear out or even have a single macro pad like that, you might need to search and see what type of ergonomics keyboard that you might have. You might need to search around the net because they are quite rare and would have lesser options for you to choose from. 144 keys normally might not have the correct keys that you might need, but do try it out if you dare. Okay, now this is the question for those that have macro keys. What are you going to do with them? So you could actually pick a 144 keyboard set. They normally will have a lot of those additional keys that you can use it on your macro keys. Or you could even, like me, purchase a single featured keycaps. Purchase a few of them depending on how many macro keys that you have, or even purchase something like this, which is a set of matching keycap set. So after knowing what type of switch that you're using, the types of material that you prefer, the profile types that you like, and what type of keyboards that you're using, you are now ready to purchase your first set of keycaps. So there's actually quite some ways to purchase it. You can purchase a ready-made, always available keycap sets, or you could follow like a good buy to get one of those GMK keycaps, or you could even visit like those special custom-made shops. Of course, Amazon and AliExpress also have keycaps available. I do link my affiliate links down below if you're interested in supporting the channel. So if you like the video, do give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. It really helps the channel out. So I will be seeing you all next time. If you all have any question regarding any of these keycaps, do comment down below. I will help you all out by answering them one by one. So that's all for this week. See you all next week. Before you all go, if you want to check out one of my latest build, you can click the link right here. It will bring you to one of my latest build that I've just recently done. See you all next time. Goodbye.